We got a heat wave going on out west here with temperatures 20, 30 degrees above normal here in the next several days, even going into the end of March here, as you can see by this model, and maybe persisting to the first part of April. In today's forecast, we're going to discuss that and any future other systems may be impacting the continental U.S. in the coming days. I would appreciate you to subscribe to my channel, like the video if you like it, and if you have any comments or concerns, please leave them in the comments below. Let's get started here. I want to start this off by saying happy birthday to my brother John. Happy birthday, John. I love you, bro. And so, um, anyway, these key messages for the Western U.S. heat here. This is from the Weather Prediction Center, issued yesterday afternoon, right? So, these high temperatures, departure from average. You can see how it's shaded here. Some of these temperatures are 30, 40, 50 degrees above normal, anywhere in the pink shading here. And you can see up even Salt Lake City is going to be forecast temperatures tying a break at all-time records through Monday. All right, so these are all-time records being broken all out west here. Redding, 94, Palm Springs, 108, Tucson, 102, 108. You don't expect these temperatures this high this time of year. And that's one of the reasons they're talking about this so much, because the impacts on the people, because we're not acclimated to these temperatures just yet, and you try to do stuff you would normally be used to doing when it's supposed to be hot. And the prolonged nature of this threat is going to be detrimental, especially to the vulnerable population out there. So, and with the rapid snow melt, let's say you want to go swimming in one of the rivers, it's still going to be cold, so don't do that. Okay, so this is the the experts talking about it, not Tim Erler. So be mindful of these conditions in the next couple weeks, really. And as we go into the extended towards the end of the month, like I showed on the initial map here, temperatures are really trending to be above normal, especially in Texas, parts of New Mexico and Arizona, and a little points to the north here where the slight risk is. So this is into the end of the month here, right? So we go to 6 to 10 day temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. Has the same features here: high pressure down in this desert southwest, centered over that area, keeping suppressing any precip, and the higher sun angle in March is going to make it hotter, but this is really hot. Okay, so above normal temperatures here. All right, and we go a little bit further out. This is 8 to 14 day outlook. The ridge gets a little more suppressed down here, but still pretty. You can see the arcing of this these temperature lines, right? So this tells you that there's still a ridge here, right, with maybe some troughiness in the northwest and the northeast U.S. and parts of the upper Midwest here and northern high plains. All right. As we go a little bit further into the extended, at least right now, this was issued the 13th, will be issued again in a couple days. Looking to be above normal for most of the U.S. here, the lower 48. So buckle up, guys. It's gonna, winter, especially for the South, is on its way out. Although we're still gonna have temperature changes in the coming weeks, but more and more, your above average temperatures are going to be higher than they were a month ago, right? So anyway, that's the way it's trending. Okay, so I was moving the precip associated with this ridge, very dry, where this ridge is really in place here initially, and the ridge gets a little bit suppressed here. Maybe some moisture streaming back in here into parts of Texas as we get towards the end of the month. But looks to be below normal precip chances along the west coast here, in the Mountain West, parts of the plains, and the southeast, with maybe above normal precip chances to the north here. And we get a little bit further out, week 3 to 4, the middle part of the country may be getting enhanced moisture again, and out west here, most of the nation really equal chances or below other than that. So when we look at actual temperatures according to the models, this is the GFS. This is starting today at 11 a.m. Already in the 60s, 70s, and 80s here down in far southern Arizona, parts of southwestern California, even in the valleys here, 70s, 80s, Texas, 80s, 60s, all the way up to Wyoming, Colorado, 70s, right? All the way up into Canada here and out west as well into really most of the Intermountain West, all right? Zoom in a little bit more here. Temperatures, right, cooling off at night, then warming up even more here, 90, nearing 100 down here in Arizona and California again. Then we get into the hundreds on Friday, looks to really get hot down here in the desert Southwest, even in California, and 90s to near 100 here in central Texas. Okay, very hot. 90s going all the way up into parts of Kansas, Oklahoma, even into Nebraska. He's going to break records here, I think, up here in North Dakota and South Dakota. If you got any snow, it's going to be gone here. Even to the east, we're going to be in the 80s here at this point, and this is Saturday, okay? Going into Sunday, it looks like we maybe have a little bit of a cold front pushing down to the south here, at least according to GFS, maybe suppressing that warm air a little bit right along the coast here. All right, but still hot in the desert Southwest. And maybe when we get toward the 24th, 25th, but you see it warming up again out west here. Maybe the GFS is signaling a return to hotter temperatures again along the east of the Rockies at the Southwest as we get towards the 25th, which is 7 days from now. It looks like a cold front wants to push through here, but maybe return to look at where it was like 80 or 90 now in the 20s, right? This is like a week from now, okay? Cold front pushing to the south here. Now, if we look at the European model, let's see what it shows. It didn't go that far out, and it goes out to the 23rd, so let's go to the a little bit further out here. 25th, 26th, looks like it wants to have a CAD wedge here. All right, this is 27th, so a little bit of a different scenario here. Go back to the GFS real quickly. A little bit different scenario playing out here, but anyway, this is pretty far out. But you see warm temps persist here in the desert Southwest, with maybe return a cold front pushing down to the south here, with warm temps like right into Florida here. See 70s, 80s, and 90s maybe in southern Georgia here. All right, so go back to 00Z here. It's a little bit different solution when we go to the newest model run. All right, so trough in the east, ridging out west still. So the general theme here is very persistent warm temperatures above normal in the west, with rounds of warm and cold depending on where you're at on the eastern seaboard, especially here. So let's look at the overall synoptic pattern real quick. To start off with, today, right, about 2 p.m. Not a lot going on. You maybe got clipper type system moving to the northeast today. Maybe bring you some snow, showers up in northern Maine, northern New England, and some rain along the west coast with the Death Ridge, as you would call it, out west here. Okay. Clipper system maybe moving through the northeast, but looks like just rain for the most part. Okay. My mouse's battery's dying. Anyway, Saturday. We do have a flooding risk out west here, a slight risk, right? But overall, let's look at that real quick here. So for today, right along the northwest coast, we have this marginal risk, right? And we go through day 2 and day 3 as maintained right here. So right along the northwest coast, you have this persistent onshore flow, which could bring flooding to this area. Although slight risk, marginal risk, excuse me, precludes any real worries about this, but persistent rainfall could lead to flooding in certain areas in the coming days. And back to the synoptic overview, I meant to take this off, the SPC outlooks here. Nothing to really talk about with severe weather. So anyway, we got a northwest flow persistent in the northeast, and persistent like clipper type systems bring in unsettled weather there. Okay, although not much else going on for the next 5 days really, and the trough really maintains along the east coast. Excuse me, and then we see what may be a slight pattern change with a trough developing in this area to the north here, where that cold air is going to come down, and a low pressure developing down to the south in the central plains. All right. Um, but you don't see a lot of moisture getting pulled up here initially with this. That low really scoots up to the north, and most of the snow falls up to the north here as well. If we switch to the European, let's see what it shows real quick. Well, go back one. Has a somewhat similar solution, I would say. Let's go back to the GFS. All right, my bad here. Okay, we're back to where we were here. This is a 12Z GFS, has that low here. We go back to the European. All right. Yeah, it's different scenario altogether. Once it maintain that low develops a lot later here and a lot less amplified. So we'll have to see how these solutions play out. You see this low up here. We go to the GFS. It's totally different. So a lot of uncertainty when we get a week out about what's going to happen here. So we're going to have to keep an eye on these things. But overall, relatively quiet pattern, at least for the next 7 days or so. So I appreciate y'all watching today, and I hope you have a great day. I would appreciate if you all subscribed. I know people may not get to the end of this video, but I appreciate y'all subscribing, liking my video, sharing with your friends, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Be safe out there. God bless.